Hello everyone, this is my Urshifu Master Guide that will help you learn everything about Urshifu and how to play it efficiently in your ranked games. So let's talk a bit about Urshifu. This Pokemon is an all-rounder that excels in mobility and burst damage, meaning you will do extremely well against enemy attacker and easily secure objectives. I think Urshifu is one of the strongest Pokemon at the moment, and I can climb solo queue with it with around 80% win rate in Master Rank. It is fairly easy to play, but requires a bit of practice to fully master the combos. To start off, let's briefly go over the two basic abilities to play with Urshifu, and I will explain the combos afterward. First off, it's the Wicked Blow. This is your bread and butter damaging ability. Most of your kills and secure will be from this ability alone. Next is the Throat Chop. This ability will mostly be used for chasing and escaping. Now let's further explain each ability and how it functions into a combo. Let's get started. So you unlock Wicked Blow at level 5 along with the evolution to Urshifu. Wicked Blow needs to be fully charged to the indicator in order to deal maximum damage. While charging, you are immune to crowd control and receive 30% damage reduction, which increases to 60% at level 11. This ability will save you a lot of HP during a team fight. When releasing Wicked Blow, any enemy in the center will be knocked back and take a huge burst of critical damage that increases based on the enemy's missing HP. You can see why this ability is great for securing objectives. Enemies on the side will also take damage, but it is significantly reduced, so try your best to aim this ability to hit the enemies in the center. At level 7, you unlock the Throat Chop. This ability is a free dash that can be used in any direction, so it is excellent for chasing and escaping. Any enemies hit will take damage and be briefly stunned. After using this ability, Urshifu's next attack will be boosted. Urshifu's boosted attack comes with great benefits. First off, it allows Urshifu to quickly jump to enemies from short range, which helps a lot while chasing. Next, it also provides a small shield so you can be healthier in team fights. Moving on, you unlock Urshifu's Unite at level 9. This ability locks onto an enemy and dashes towards them to deal immense damage. You can also punch the enemy in any direction by using the left analog stick. However, if you don't tilt the analog stick in any direction, the Unite will always knock the enemies upward. 99% of the time you just want to knock up the enemy, otherwise they will be too far away from you to do any combos. The biggest benefit of this ability is the fact that it resets the cooldown of Wicked Blow. You can use Wicked Blow to finish off the enemy after you Unite. Now let's talk about some of the combos you can do. First off, it's just a simple combo with your two basic abilities, Wicked Blow and Throat Chop. To start off, you just Wicked Blow, boosted attack, Throat Chop, boosted attack. And here's how it looks when it's done correctly. Now let's talk about the battle item, the eject button, and how it functions with the combo. This item can extend your range from extremely far away in case you're not in range to hit your Wicked Blow. Simply charge the Wicked Blow, and the moment you release, press the eject button in the direction of the enemy. It is impossible for the enemy to react to this, so you can catch them off guard. This is the combo with the Unite ability. It starts off with the Wicked Blow, then you Unite, with the reset, Wicked Blow, boosted attack, Throat Chop, boosted attack. And here's how it looks with the eject button in fast motion. Most of the time you will probably get the kill before you use any boosted attack. Definitely spend some time to practice these combos, and it won't be long before you fully master them. Now that you have a good idea on how to use Urshifu's skills and combos, let's talk about the best items to build. First off is the attack weight. This is Urshifu's strongest damaging item at maximum stacks. However, this item is also very efficient even with only 3 stacks. I will go over on how to properly get stacks in the gameplay later into the video. The attack weight will increase damage for all of Urshifu's basic attack, skills, and Unite, so it is a must-have item. Next is the Scope Lens. This item increases Urshifu's critical damage, and since Wicked Blow will always be a critical hit in the center hitbox, this item will drastically help with extra burst damage. Not to mention, it also increases critical hit rate, so Urshifu's basic attack will also get a huge boost in damage. Finally, it's the Muscle Band. This item offers more damage to your basic attack to help you do objectives faster and deal with tanky Pokemons like Mamoswine and Snorlax. Some people use this to Razor Claw, but I don't think that's necessary because you already have a lot of burst damage to kill any attackers in the game. However, with the Muscle Band, you are also able to kill defenders much easier due to the extra damage it provides. And lastly, the battle item is of course the eject button. This item offers another escape option in case you heavily misposition, and it helps a lot with surviving in lane as well. But the best benefit is the fact that it helps you extend your Wicked Blow engage to catch the enemies off guard. Now I will explain step by step on how to play Urshifu in game, in the central lane and the bottom lane. Alright, the first game is bottom lane. To start off, simply clear the first bunny for 2 points and leave the second bunny to your teammate, and afterwards get another bunny for 4 points and head to score. Before you reach the goal, analyze to see if the enemy is going to stop you from scoring or running past you to get their score as well. If they are stopping you from scoring, like in this lane it's a Mamoswine and the Sedgewide, they weren't gonna let you score on them. So you can get 1 point at most and look to leave as soon as possible, otherwise you will die and lose your lane. You can also use your eject button here as well to save yourself HP so you can continue farming. If the enemy is also scoring, you can easily get up to 3 stacks, otherwise just get 1 stack and continue farming for your level 5. There will be a lot more opportunities in the future to score, so don't play too aggressive early. Cupfu is extremely weak early, so getting to level 5 is a much higher priority than getting attack rate stacks. Luckily, our jungler came down to help us. Once it reaches the 8-minute and 50 mark, it will be time for the Alterias to spawn. If your central laner comes down to help you, then you can easily get level 5, otherwise you will have to wait for more wild Pokemon to spawn. Now that you're level 5, you can play a bit more aggressive by walking up and securing all the wild Pokemons. Too bad though, because our Scyther has been running into the enemy this whole game and constantly dying, so our central laner has to sit bottom to help. The enemy is however playing very aggressive, so we were able to pick off a kill on the Mamoswine for some easy experience. There are also 3 enemies in the bottom lane this game, so our Gardevoir staying is definitely the correct decision. After we killed the Mamoswine, there was a potential to push for a score, but we were too low to make that play, so it's best to just keep farming. Our Scyther is of course still running it down. Normally you can find a lot of opportunities to score in lane, but there are too much pressure in our lane this game, so the best we can do is play safe. Keep playing this way until the 7-minute and 20 mark for another spawn of the Alterias. Enemy is still playing very aggressive for scores, so we can easily punish with our Wicked Blow damage. Unfortunately, we cannot get the kill on him this time around, but that's okay. We will just wait for the Alterias to spawn. Gardevoir is running bottom lane again to help us so we can play more aggressive. We'll just walk up here to get the vision for the Gardevoir, and now we see now there's 2 people bottom. I'm just gonna go in for the damage to create pressure for our team to get the Alterias. If the enemy jungler doesn't come down, we can easily just go and play even more aggressive and get the kill on this guy, and we can now dive the Mamoswine. Although he's very tanky, we do have the Muscle Band to help, and if we can charge another Wicked Blow, it should be an easy kill. Mamoswine decided to let us score, and however, he walked back in. Now we get another kill on him. Their jungler finally show up, but he's level 8, he doesn't have the Unite, and he's fairly weak, so we're just gonna walk downwards, get this, and then leave very quickly. Now that the objective spawn and the enemy jungler is bottom, there will be some contests, but like I said, they're playing very aggressive, and we just walk up, get another kill. Mamoswine is also gonna run into us, but we can't really do anything to him right now, so I'm just gonna walk down and help the Gardevoir do the objective. If you have the Muscle Band, you can actually solo this objective by yourself, but if you have your teammates helping you, obviously you can do it much faster. And as soon as I get the kill on the objective, I get the buff, I usually walk up. This is a great opportunity to get stacks, trying to finish 6 stacks whenever possible. And if you're level 9 and you see enemies like defending, you can just ult any enemy attacker and they will pretty much die to just the Unite Wicked Blow combo. And if you manage to get the kill and relieve a lot of pressure, you can actually walk into enemy jungle and get whatever buffs you want as long as you can secure with the Wicked Blow, which is not too hard to do. Now I'm just gonna walk around trying to charge my Unite back up again. Urshifu's Unite comes back fairly quickly, so you can charge it on the Alterias whenever possible. And I just see that the Cramorant is walking in our jungle. This is a fairly quick kill, so there's really no reason not to chase him. Now I'm just gonna grab the buffs. At this point, it's just free reign, you can do whatever you want. I usually just walk around, clear whatever I can. As you can see, my Unite's already back up at 80% due to all the farming. And like I said before, you have Muscle Band, so once you reach level 7, you can chase down any enemy defenders and just run them down with the Muscle Band and Wicked Blow damage. Now as you can see, I have 3 stacks. I'm gonna continue walk up and play really aggressive, play more stacks. Once again, just Unite Wicked Blow, you can kill any attacker in the game. I don't think if there's anything in the game that can survive that combo if they are playing an attacker. Maybe the defender can survive a little bit, but even then, you probably can just finish them off with your basic attacks. Now that I'm level 12, and same deal, just walk around, get farm, charge your Unite, use your Unite. And if there are kills around, obviously you can just get the kills because you're just so high level after getting the first objective. Now I'm just gonna sit in the enemy jungle. Pretty much you'll want to play on the enemy side more than your own side with Urshifu because you are extremely mobile, you have a lot of secure, and if you have your Unite up, obviously you can just kill whoever that walks next to you. So there's really no fear as long as you don't play too aggressive and know when to retreat. Now that the second spawn of the objective is up, it is a Registeel this time around. This is the best objective for Urshifu because it gives you extra damage, so your Wicked Blow will hit about 20% more. Meaning, there's really nothing in the game that will survive you as long as you have this buff. This is pretty easy to do. I try not to get it to 1 HP, I usually get it to pretty much however much HP my Wicked Blow is going to finish off, just so the enemy can't just walk in and just one-tap it. Now I still have 3 stacks, so I'm still looking for stacks. Obviously, the enemy Dragon Pool has been sitting bottom the whole entire game. He still hasn't learned his lesson. He keeps walking into us. We just have our Unite up every time. We just Unite him for the stacks. Now we can get mini scores, get to 50, and then look at our Unite. It's almost back up. It's already at 51%. So continue applying pressure on the enemy side and just keep farming, take everything, and get your Unite back up, and just keep spamming your Unite on the enemy attackers. Enemies walking into you like this is just free kills, obviously. And now I'm just walking around, picking up more kills, get whatever I can, trying to farm up level 15 for the Rayquaza. As you can see, my Unite is already back up at 90%. It's the 3-minute mark though, however, so I can't really use my Unite anymore. But that's okay, my next goal is to wait for the Rayquaza spawn, and then afterwards I should be fairly close to level 15, if not I already get level 15. I try not to walk around too much at the 3-minute mark because then I might be forced to use my Unite or even die, so I just try to farm and get as high level as possible. As you can see, we were able to reach level 15 very successfully this game, even though our laning phase, we were having a lot of trouble getting the stacks and my Scyther was running it down. And now that we're level 15, we're practically the strongest Pokemon in the game and we can pretty much secure Rayquaza with ease. Now I'm just gonna walk in, I see that the enemy, the Sedgwick is here, I'm just gonna Wicked Blow him for about pretty much 90% of his HP and just finish him off with the basic attack. At this point in the game, you don't want to walk too far up. Usually I just sit in a brush and wait for the enemy. However, the Scyther actually did a lot of work, surprisingly, by rushing into the enemy base and distract them. So if this is the case, you can just play Urshifu and just start the Rayquaza as soon as it gets low, just secure it with a Wicked Blow. If you have 6 stacks of your attack weight, securing the Rayquaza is extremely easy. Here, I'm just gonna let him down one more time with the 4000 damage Wicked Blow, just to soul crush him a little bit more. Another tip after the Rayquaza, if you can get a quick score in, is to go back and pick up the points, because as long as you have the shield, you get the move speed, and you can go back in and score again with the enhanced scoring speed. I usually try to pick up a 50 if I can, but if there's nothing else on the map, I just get whatever as much as I can and just run back into the enemy goal and score again. So that's pretty much it for the Urshifu lane. Pretty much you just play bottom lane most of the time, try to get stacks, and I like playing for the bottom objective because like I said, it gives a buff and it gives experience, so it helps out the whole team. Now I just get my final score. Unfortunately I lost my shield, so I can't really pick up any more points. But the game is practically over at this point, so I'm just gonna mess around, get whatever I can. So the general idea of Urshifu is super weak early game rate before you reach level 5, so you have to make it a priority to get level 5, otherwise you won't be able to play the game as a pre-evolution. And as stacking goes, you just have to be smart about it, look for opportunities. The worst thing you can do is to force stacks and die, because every time you die, you actually take about 30 seconds to walk back into the lane, and that will delay your level 5 by just that much time. And another note is that as soon as you get the Reggie bottom, if the Reggie top is still alive, it's even better because then it serves as a distraction for you and you can get stacks much easier around the mid game. So most of your stacks will come from about the 7-minute to like 5-minute mark. But that's it for this game, and let's see, we got 12 kills and 4 assists for laning Urshifu, and we managed to get level 15 before Rayquaza, so all in all it was a very successful lane, very successful game. And hopefully this teaches you a bit more on how to lane and not to, overextend on Urshifu. We managed to get MVP. Scyther surprisingly did 100k damage, I don't know how, maybe he was just running it down, farming enemy Mamoswine, who knows. But either way, this was a solo queue game in, I think, roughly 1700 points in Master Rank. So not bad at all. That's it for game 1. Now this is the second game of Urshifu in the central lane. Just start with the headbutt and go over the wall to kill the Xatu and then head to the blue buff. So the benefit of playing Urshifu in the central lane is that you get level 5 before the first Altaria spawn. Doing this allows you to easily kill the enemies or secure the Altarias. If you have the muscle band, you can farm a bit faster, otherwise you might be late for your first gank. Finish up your red buff and the 2 back Baltoys for level 5. In this game we got invaded by the Snorlax, which is very unfortunate, but luckily we managed to secure the red buff. Don't stay in the central lane for the Baltoys if you're getting invaded, because it is very difficult to secure anything pre-evolution. So just run to the nearest lane and farm the wild Pokemon there instead for level 5. Here we ran up to try to get the bunny for level 5, but unfortunately we were not able to secure it, but that's okay, we can just run back here, get this Baltoy to get level 5. Once you hit level 5, you want to prepare for the Altarias that will spawn at 850. Here you can either go for the kill or you can go for Altaria, or both, and then if the enemy walks up, especially if they're melee, you can simply just Wicked Blow them for the big damage and then chase them down into the goal and get scores. The Snorlax unfortunately ran up, so we have to kill him as well if we want to get the score, but we have a Machamp now since, Machamp got pretty much a free lane this game due to the Snorlax invade. Now we just get the easy score for 1 stack. Here you have 2 choices as a central laner. One, you can stay for the stacks, which I usually do. I think it's more beneficial to stay for the stacks and actually run back into your central lane. I try to get at least 2 to 3 before I run downwards. Now, since it gets so close to the 8-minute mark, you have to make a choice. If it's too close by 8:10, I usually stay and get the Altarias that were going to spawn at 8 minutes before I head back into the central lane. Like I said, if you stay top after the Altarias at 850 to get stacks, usually you're only going for 2 jungle clear and the central birds. Afterwards, I will go back into the central lane to clear the buffs and head down to bottom for the 720 Altaria spawns. If this was a 1v1 against Azumarill, I could easily kill her, but Scyther showed up, so we have to eject away. Which is fine because we just want to farm the buffs anyways and then head down. Your next objective is to get the Altarias and set up for the first objective. If you're lucky, you can catch the enemies playing aggressive and engage for easy kills. Since you have the red buff, you can slow them down to easily land your Wicked Blow. Here we got a bit low, but we managed to get level 9 so we can just contest for the Altarias. I will just use my Unite here to get the kill on the Scyther and then rush to get a big score. Afterwards, the objective has spawned, so I will prioritize that next. you can easily solo this objective even if your teammates don't help you, or you can go for a steal if the enemies all group bottom lane. Either way, your chance of getting it is extremely high. After getting the Reggie, I will look to score to get some more stacks. My teammates did a great job zoning the Gardevoir here so I can score. Notice the top Reggie is still up, so I usually use it as a distraction to attract the enemy team while I stay bottom for a big score and invade the enemy central lane. This game, however, I don't have too much points to score, so I would just walk up to help my teammates get the top Reggie. I'm just gonna walk behind them and get a quick score to get my 5th stacks, and then turn around to get some kills on the enemy. Notice that they're all super low level because they didn't get the bottom Reggie for the experience. Now I can just chase down the Scyther. Now watch this combo. This is the Wicked Blow Eject. You can use it over the wall to easily catch enemies off guard. Here I will get the red buff because why not, I'm already here. And then notice the top lane is still alive with the Reggie objective. But I'm not gonna go for it because I'm just gonna walk around. I usually use it as a distraction to attract the enemy so I can get much more around the map. And I have Muscle Band against an Azumarill. Even though he united me, we don't have to use our Unite here because like I said, we have the Muscle Band so we can run down enemy all-rounders and defenders fairly easily. My teammates got the top Reggie, which is great. Now it serves as a 6th person on the team. It relieves a lot of pressure on the top lane, and I can use that to pretty much run around the map, invade, get some more scores, and get some more stacks. Now we're pretty much max stacks, but like I said, if you're playing Urshifu and you're ahead like this, you want to play on the enemy side more than your own side because like you can get a lot more pressure on the enemy and you can get a lot of free kills. Here we got 2 Unite, one from the Pikachu, one from the Gardevoir, but we have to use our own Unite. Unfortunately, we still die because Pikachu with Volt Tackle is pretty strong to catch isolated enemies. The worst thing about dying there is of course the objective is spawning. Typically you don't want to die, but like I said, they used 2 Unites on us and they were chasing us around the map, so there's really not much we can do in that situation since we didn't have our eject up as well. But fortunately my teammates were smart enough, they got the objective. Now I'm just gonna use this time to farm. Usually I would want to play on the enemy sides, but since this time around I spawn on our own base, I just have to play my own side and get whatever here. You're trying to charge up my Unite and get high level as possible for the Rayquaza. So the early game is pretty much done. Now is just a lot of freedom to do whatever you want, get kills with Unite or just farm anything on the map. I usually prioritize getting the Altaria camps because like I said, it has 4 camps so you can charge your Unite up fairly quickly and it gives a lot of XP as well. After you get the Altarias, I usually look around. If there are more Altarias, I'll just go for that. But if not, I just go back and get the farm and then prepare for the next objective. My Unite is up, I can use my Unite one more time. I see the Scyther is going for a quick score on the top lane, so I'm just gonna walk up and just Unite him. So it's a 3 minute 30, so it's perfect. Here I missed the Wicked Blow, but it doesn't really matter because Unite resets Wicked Blow, I get another Wicked Blow and I just finish him off pretty easily. And since I'm already right next to the objective, why not just take it for free here? Like I said, I have 6 stacks, I'm level 14, pretty much nothing in the game can out-secure me here if I play it correctly. There were 2 enemies here, but they were just walking around hoping that I would mess up my secure. But here's super easy to secure, and the Pikachu walk up, tried to steal it with a Volt Tackle I guess, and then somehow missed. Now we just chase him down. Cinderace is united at 3 minute though, which is not ideal for us, but I think we can just work around that. As long as I'm playing Urshifu, I don't really care too much because I know for a fact that if I stay alive, I can secure anything and pretty much win the team fight if I have my Unite up as well. So this will be the final objective. If you time it correctly, you could be able to get it around like 2:30 mark, which is perfect. Then you have an extra minute to use for the Rayquaza. I can solo this pretty easily because I'm super high level now and the Muscle Band definitely helps a lot. Too bad is a Reggie Ice. If it's like a Reggie Steel, then the game is pretty much won because of the extra damage it provides. Now you just head to the central lane to set up early so the enemy doesn't just flip the Rayquaza on you and then you lose the game off of that. This is a good spot to stand because you can see pretty much on the whole entire entrance of the enemy side, and the Gardevoir walked in by herself, we get a kill on her. We pop a Unite here, I believe, on the Pikachu to get the quick kill on him as well. And we managed to catch the Scyther as well because he jumped into us, and that was a very valuable Unite that we just got. Pretty much a 2-man Unite into a 3-man Wicked Blow, and that's it. Pretty much the fight is over. Now it's just easy secure. Hopefully we don't mess this up. But I think what happened here is... Yep, we managed to get it. Because there, like I said, there's 4 enemies dead, they can't really do anything, and my teammates did a really good job zoning the Azumarill. So I'm just gonna run up top, get the quick score. Once again, a quick tip after you get the first score is to run back and gather all the points. Usually there are a lot of points around the Rayquaza pit because a team fight just happened, so the enemy pretty much dropped a lot of points. All your teammates dying drop a lot of points as well. If you can get a 50, great, but if you can't, pretty much pick up however much possible and then go for a final score. This is a great tech because it pretty much alleviates some of the counter scores that your enemies pretty much try to do, and if they see you scoring, most of the time they will just sit on their base and defend, which makes it even easier for you to win the game because you're already super far ahead, and if the enemy is defending and not scoring, then practically they have no chance of winning ever, right? So this is benefit by just playing pressure, locking up for scores constantly. After you get the score, now there's pretty much nothing on the map, so you will have to defend because that's the best option available. And enemies all group bottom, just jump bottom, pop your Unite, and just clean up. So yeah, the game is pretty much over. Urshifu in the central lane is fairly easy to play. The only bad thing is you might get invaded, or you might have to like double jungle with your teammates who's like messing you up. But either way, just get level 5 as soon as possible and then just play around that. First objective, super important. As long as you get the first objective with Urshifu, the game just becomes super easy because it creates so much opportunity for you to get stacks, gives you level 9 faster, so you can unite people for kills. And I think central lane is just the way to go. And if you want to play Urshifu in lane, that's fine as well. But like I said, getting to level 5 is the highest priority in the game. And another easy game, I think this game was close to 1600 solo queue. But we have 300 points, a lot of kills, highest damage in the game. Not bad for an Urshifu game in the central lane where we got invaded by the Snorlax. So there you go, that's the second game of Showcase. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully this guide gave you a better understanding of Urshifu. I will continue to make more videos like this, so subscribe to my channel and please give it a thumbs up to show some support.